let up.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for joining us here at Brenda's. I'm Jennifer Matz, Director of the Mayor's Office of Economic and Workforce Development, and I'm delighted to welcome you here as we announce the recapitalization of the city's Small Business Revolving Loan Fund. Today we're announcing we're recapitalizing this revolving loan fund with $1.5 million thanks to a partnership between the city and Wells Fargo and working with Working Solutions as our community lender. We have a few speakers today, and without further ado, I'm going to introduce the mayor to describe these new resources that will be available for small business.
Thank you, Jennifer, and thank you for all your great work. Welcome, everybody, to Brenda's here in Polk Street. I want to first of all thank and acknowledge Board President and this district supervisor, David Chiu, for joining us this morning. Scott. Oh. Technically Jane's District, okay, well, it's Polk Street. And Scott Wiener, of course, as well. And, you know, I for some time now, as mayor of the city, both interim as well as elected, these two supervisors for sure have been talking to me about the support that we need to give to our small businesses. And I know that much of my leadership so far has been around our technology companies, and that's great. I mean, as you know, last month, we were down even further on an unemployment rate, due in large part to the hiring that our technology companies are giving us. We're now at 7.6% unemployment rate, and that's fantastic. But we've always made a strong support to our local small businesses, and that's why I've been working very closely with our Small Business Commission. I know our directors here today, as well as some commissioners, and in concert with our supervisors, we wanted to announce, as Jennifer indicated, a re-enhancement. As you may have heard, I made a commitment that I'd like to establish another $5 million small business loan program. And we need some immediate help because the very successful revolving fund loan program that our office has been administering with Working Solutions for the last 2 years has been so successful that we dried up on these funds. And for the last 2 years, we've got out some over $740,000 in small business loans to over 27 different small businesses. They've in turn turned around and hired over 73 people on a sustained basis. That success of that program has resonated with us, and that is why during this campaign, but also during this period of time, the last year, we made a commitment that we really wanted to revitalize this loan program. And so we're stepping up. We're announcing today, with the help of Wells Fargo Bank, joining us with our money and doing a public-private relationship and continuing the very successful effort of Working Solutions to lead this effort. And we're announcing it here today at a very successful small business at Brenda's that we would be introducing today at the board, $1.5 million revolving loan program as the first part of our way towards that $5 million loan program. And I know it's good news, but it's one that we have to do because we need to replenish this revolving loan program. The city's going to put up $1 million. We'd like to do that. And the other just about $430,000 will come from Wells Fargo with their target to be the southeast corridors, San Bruno Avenue, Outer Mission, the Potrero area, 3rd Street corridor, and the likes. And they have always been very strong. Wells Fargo has been very strong in helping out distressed areas, and those are distressed areas. They've been historically ones, and we want to not only welcome in, I want to personally thank Wells Fargo for putting up this money and joining us in this effort to focus on our small businesses. It's been part of their tradition to help out. They've always done so, and yet they will take this opportunity to join us and to join the success of Brenda's. By the way, I wanted to tell you this. When Brenda located herself here back a few years ago in 2007, I believe, I think we actually won that playoff game even as early back then. That I'm not waiting for the Gulf shrimp to arrive. I think we got Brenda's French soul food right here. We already won that bet, and we located here. And this place has been lining up ever since Brenda started. And so It's a wonderful experience, but this is the type of small businesses that we want to continue supporting, but also make sure that we are creating these opportunities all of our commercial corridors throughout the city. That's what our Small Business Commission has strongly indicated we should do. That's been the success of our working solutions. That's what Scott wants up in the Castro. That's what David Chiu wants all along Polk Street, both the District 6 part as well as the District 3 part, and the District 2 part as well. So I wanted to announce that today. We will present that as another early year initiative so that we complement the support and the work that we're doing with the tech companies, but also really give our support to the small businesses. They have been, and I also want to make sure we just don't say it in word that they're the backbone. They are. But because they are, they also need help. We need these storefronts that are vacant eliminated from our viewpoint and activated. And I know that this program will work. It will work because it is done and led by those very small businesses that we've been asking to advise us all through this time. And it's successful. And in fact, there's not been a failed loan in this program for all this period of time. These have been all successful loans. In fact, I think we have the payback of these loans already in the tune of over almost $150,000. The loans have already started to repay back with the success of these programs. So with that, Jen, thank you very much. This is a good announcement. This is one that's consistent with everything that we're doing to activate and not be reticent and not be sitting back in a chair while our good economy tries to make sure we go to full recovery.
I'd like to introduce Board President David Chiu, followed by Supervisor Scott Wiener, two of the strongest supporters of small business on the board today.
Thank you, Jennifer. I wanted to come this morning for a couple of reasons. First of all, I think like many of us, I made a resolution this New Year's to get to the gym a little bit, in part because of Brenda's and all the food that I've eaten here. I also wanted to be here as a resident of Polk Street. This establishment has been an anchor for what we are trying to do all up and down Polk Street. And we certainly know as we are bringing ourselves out of the Great Recession that what happens with the cornerstone of small businesses will help to drive our economic success. Last year on the campaign trail, both Mayor Lee and I and many of the candidates talked about the importance of recapitalizing this loan program. This is something that I know has been of huge concern ever since I served on the Small Business Commission. Small businesses in every part of the city have been asking, frankly, clamoring for help that have not been provided by many financial institutions. I want to take a moment to also thank Wells Fargo for your leadership. They understand the issues that our city has, certainly in the southeast neighborhoods where we've had a record number of home foreclosures, in part driven by the lack of business and the lack of ability for small businesses to get loans. So I really want to thank you for that. Many of us at the Board of Supervisors, we want to ensure that this loan program gets as big as possible. So I want to thank the mayor for your commitment, and I do hope in the term that we are all serving together that we figure out how to get to that $5 million number and larger, and look forward to getting this through the board as quickly as possible and eating many more soul food breakfasts at places like Brenda's. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So the last time I was at an event for the Revolving Loan Fund was in my district at a place called Mission Cheese. I was there with the mayor, and it's a very successful small business, and I understand is now repaying its loan. So this is one of those programs where you can invest a small amount of money and really get a big bang for your buck. And you know, the one thing I just want to compliment the mayor and also the full board, that it's really easy, and a lot of times you hear politicians talking about we have to help small business, we have to create workforce housing, we have to repave our roads, and I think one of the hallmarks of this mayor and this board is we don't just talk about these things and give speeches, we're actually doing them. We're actually trying to create a housing trust fund, we passed a roads bond, and now we're actually investing in our small businesses. And so I know we're going to keep doing this basic work, and we're going to make this program a huge success. So thank you.
It's okay. I'd like to now introduce Tracy Curtis, who's the San Francisco Regional President of Wells Fargo. And I'd like to note that Wells Fargo worked very closely with our office in coordinating these dollars so we can have one coherent loan fund, which really leverages the dollars that the mayor is talking about introducing today with the Wells Fargo money, because we have a lot of confidence in the existing revolving loan fund structure and the business technical assistance that's provided by Working Solutions. So we really feel like this is a true partnership. It's not just two pots of money that we're announcing here today.
First of all, thank you, and I'd like to thank the Mayor and Supervisors for being here today, and all of you to help celebrate the revitalization of this loan fund. Wells Fargo, in case you didn't know, is 160 years old this year on March the 18th, and we're still the largest and oldest financial institution, still headquartered here in the city. So San Francisco has a special meaning to us. I have to tell you that I was at the mayor's inauguration, and he said he would never stop using the word jobs and job creation. And that's what this is about today. So we have given $430,000 to the revolving loan fund in below market rate loans. So many of you ask why. Because since the gold rush time, for 160 years, we have helped businesses thrive through the gold rush days, through the technology boom, and now through the economic recovery, especially here in the Bay Area. So when we know that when we revitalize small businesses, we create jobs, and that's what we need here. And that's what this partnership is all about. If we do not have successful communities, we know we will not be a successful corporation. So it's with great pleasure that Wells Fargo partners with the city. We also are very good partners with Working Solutions anyway, and have done many, many things with them. So we're so happy that they're involved in this partnership. So again, we at Wells Fargo certainly are dedicated to partnering with the city of San Francisco and making this once again the thriving community that it's always been. So again, thank you for being here today.
And finally, I'd like to introduce Emily Gasner, Executive Director of Working Solutions, along with, where is Brenda? Brenda Buenvia, the owner of the restaurant, who I think will be coming forward, and Mayor, stand by.
Thank you. Good morning. It's such a pleasure to be here. And I wanted to start by thanking you, Mayor Lee, for your leadership and really prioritizing access to capital for small businesses, which is such a crucial need. Also wanted to thank Board President David Chiu and Supervisor Scott Wiener for your leadership, as well as the Board of Supervisors for continuing to prioritize small business needs. A little over 2 years ago, Working Solutions was chosen to administer the city's revolving loan fund, and we've successfully lent out those dollars. $665,000 lent out to 27 businesses. The result being that 16 new businesses were created and 11 existing businesses were expanded. 74 jobs were created, and even 5 of these businesses went on to later graduate and actually be able to get some bank financing, totaling $500,000 combined. We are just so thrilled to hear about the recapitalization of the loan fund with $1.5 million. This is such a thrill for us because Working Solutions, we're all about getting access to capital to the businesses that need it the most so they can create jobs and thrive. And we're really excited to build on the momentum that we've built over the last 2 years for this loan fund. Wells Fargo, I want to acknowledge because we've partnered with Wells for over 12 years. And it's just so exciting to have you be a part as an investor in this loan fund and setting aside funds specifically for the Southeast sector where funds are so very much needed. So thank you, Wells Fargo. Partners are truly the key to the success of the revolving loan fund and have been thus far. And we really want to talk about just how important that will be going forward. So I wanted to acknowledge the Small Business Commission, Renaissance Entrepreneurship Center, who referred Brenda's to us and worked extensively with Brenda's, as well as the Office of Economic and Workforce Development at the city. Thank you so much for your partnership and for all you do to support small businesses. And finally, I wanted to congratulate both Brenda and Libby, the owners of this fine establishment, Brenda's French Soul Food. You are such a shining example of small business success. I was just talking to Brenda a moment ago, and she told me that since she received a loan from Working Solutions, she's doubled the number of employees, up to 24 employees, which she has right now. The restaurant is truly a cornerstone of this neighborhood, and personally, it is one of my favorite restaurants. This is where I come to celebrate birthdays, special family occasions, and even Working Solutions staff came here in December to celebrate the holidays. When you come here, everything is top-notch, from the mouth-watering broiled oyster appetizer through to the desserts, which are amazing. The beignets covered in sugar and filled with Ghirardelli chocolate. There's no describing how delicious that is. So it's just wonderful. And Brenda and Libby, your hard work and dedication and entrepreneurial spirit are just so inspiring to myself and everyone. So with that, I wanted to introduce Brenda, who has a few special items that she would like to bring up and have the mayor try. Oh, there you are.
Oh, hi. I just want to say thank you in particular to the mayor, the mayor's office, Wells Fargo, Working Solutions. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here right now. I just want to say thank you for that. And there's the food. Try some food. What we have here is our signature chicken grits and chicken and andouille gumbo.
Move the mic.
Wow.
What's the
All right, end of press conference. I mean,